Coast Nation, Sanbon Bafetu, and welcome back to the Trends with me, OQP. Now, on today's video, Bafetu will be discussing, the matters of Etios Ighodaro, because apparently Umchita has finally completed his move, coming from Mamelodi Sundowns going to Kaizer Chiefs. Now, you remember the video of Bafetu that was circulating online, and then we said, definitely we looked at the footage, and we saw it. Definitely Kaizer Chiefs did, have that footage, make it, and it was legit, guys. It was not AI generated. Yes, I know people will tell you otherwise, but I'm telling you, Mina, here with definitely we look at that video frame by frame, and you can tell there's no glitches, there's nothing. It was proper, and we did authenticate it. But anyways, Bafetu, also we're gonna be looking at what the coaches said, and probably the lineup prediction for today's game, because today we are playing another FNB Stadium home game, which we'll be playing against Richards Bay. Hopefully Abachita can make sure to give us those 9 points and make us proud, because at the end of the day it all depends on how Abachita are going to perform into this new season. Now, before we dive in, Bafetu, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, the most important part, click a bell notification, so next time we post a new video you will be notified and be able to watch that video. Now guys, how many likes for Umchita Etios Ighodaro, since finally he has managed to make his move to the Glamour Boys? Maybe 700 likes. I think that would cover it. Anyways, Bafetu, where should I start? Well, let me just try to take you back a little, start in the beginning. Now, Kaizer Chiefs wanted this player. They wanted to sign him. Obviously, Sundowns is always signing players because of competition. And okay, fine. Now, someone made an example for me, I think from the group chat. He said, no, definitely QP, Umchita Etios Ighodaro, was scouted probably by Teramaliwa, and even now there's a high possibility to Teramaliwa was involved in making sure that he brings this player to coach Nazden Nabi, and then Nabi maybe approved the player, because at the end of the day, not only the coach has the power to sign players, but the sporting director and the team and everyone makes a decision in terms of that player. So I might say, as a coach, I want this player, and the sporting director, the technical, not the technical team, the team, the Kaizer Chiefs team, board members and everyone else says no, we cannot take that one. Understand? So those are certain things. I think there's the case for Chipa United, and it's the same thing that happened. Coach wanted to sign a player, and the sporting director said no. Or actually, the sporting director wanted to sign a player, and then the coach said no, I don't want this guy. And then they fought about that, and then the coach decided, you know what, I'm leaving, because at the end of the day you guys are doing what I do not want you guys to do. So that is a case or similar situation. Now with Ighodaro, we know he had a contract extension which was activated that we did not know about. It was kind of confusing, even though Kaizer Chiefs, they thought Umchita is a free agent, and the agent of Etios Ighodaro was supposed to know more details in terms of this, but unfortunately things did not happen that way. But now today, coming from Mazola Jemule, he says definitely the deal has been signed and it's been sold. Hopefully maybe we will just get to see him performing. Now I do understand why Mamelodi Sundowns would have changed their mind, because at the end of the day they wanted to sell Lucas Ribeiro. They also wanted to sell Peter Shalulile, but both those deals, I'm hearing currently, both those deals have failed. Peter Shalulile currently, as I'm speaking with you, has started resuming training with Mamelodi Sundowns. So even Lucas Ribeiro, it's highly possible Sombona Boile, and yeah, they saw the competition was tight, and they thought, no, definitely we need to bring back our players, because at the end of the day, if we're going to play Babonile, when they played against Orlando Pirates, even though Pirates they were robbed, I think that was definitely a goal. He was onside to Usibelebele. I think I'm not too sure about the pronunciation, but I feel I'm happy with Orlando Pirates replacing talent with another talent. Definitely they made sure with since they've let go for Muhangota, they had someone in backup. So yeah, that is definitely good. It's definitely good. It's something that all teams should be doing, especially for us. But anyways, as we are going back to the news of Etios Ighodaro Bafethu, Umchita has finally signed. He has actually completed his move. He has signed. It's one thing, completing the move it's another thing, because you need my registration and all of those things. But so far it looks like it's good news. We currently have the services of Etios Ighodaro, while we're still waiting for Flavo Silva, and we're still waiting on Umfana Luke Batman with all of those center forwards who is going to cement his position. But anyways, whoever comes in, as long as they give us good performances. Now we jump to what has been said. I've heard you guys been criticizing Umchita Lapano Bradley Cross. Umchita is not giving us what we want. But guys, to be honest, we do know the capabilities of Bradley Cross. We knew what he's capable of, and we know so far Mutini Tayo into the team. Defensively, he's just like Ox. Offensively, he's not there too much, but so far with what I've seen, he's improved a lot. The same thing that I've seen with Ox. Ox now is another player who does not just defend, but these days he makes sure we are in a pambili. How many times have you seen Ox making those beautiful runs up to the front, even though we know there's nothing much that is going to happen, but Magafika Pambili, he does help the team. So that is something that is positive coming from him. Even Ukros Bafethu, despite the injury that he got, and he's been helping the team very much so. Now I know with today's game, it's highly possible we might not get to see Ukros starting, but there's a player, Paseka Marco, might be starting today's game, even though Naye is coming back from an injury. Is he going to be able to play the full 90 minutes? But I'm not too worried, because at the end of the day, Jomang Shilo, we currently have depth, and that's what the coaches have been saying so far. You look at that left back side. Yes, I know we could bring in Kaizer, but Naye is another player who's still waiting for his papers or work permit to be given, so that he can be able to start playing for the team. But we can play Rev Rosler on that left flank side. We can bring in Paseka Marco as a starter, it's fine, and then Ngapa we can play Tabiso Monyane, just to balance things out. And also we still have another player called Glenn Solomons, who is another player who can come in and do things. So definitely I don't feel like I have to be worried, in terms of is Bradley Cross 100% fit, or is he not fully fit, or will he start the game, or Angekaza Iqali game? Because at the end of the day, Umchita has been doing what he does best, and I know a lot of people criticize a player when that player is not the same as the other player, and that's one thing that we have to remember. The reason why Coach Nabi wanted a specialist in that left back, because of that. That was one solid reason for Coach Nabi to say, no, definitely I need a specialist to play in that left back. And definitely so far we do have Oshinga, we do have Marco, and Frosler. So far I think he can play that position very well. I was impressed with that one game that he had in Netherlands. So definitely we're going to see a much more improved team. Now in terms of the middle of the park, Bafethu, I know you guys probably would say Ox should not start, but to be honest, whenever we have Ox, we control the middle of the park a bit better, because he's someone who does do his defensive duties, unlike other players who they do, but not as much as Ox, because Ox is a bit matured, and he is is a defensive midfielder. That's what he is. So definitely he does help the team a lot when it comes to that. And then we look at Thabo Cele. Last game we were not too happy about his performance because of the lack of fitness or something, because we felt like his hunger has been down or something. So if we can bring in Tulani Mabaso on the bench, and then we bring in Kaizer not Shinga Bafethu, specifically Ndlovu, which he scored that goal. We cannot start him. I know a lot of you will think, but we need to start him. We can't start him. I think maybe we can start to Mabaso, or maybe start with Ucele if he's available, and then we bring on Ushinga, not Shinga, guys. Sorry, I don't know why I'm into Shinga. I watch it aloud, but I'm confused. But I will get used to them. So we can bring in Umchita Lapana umfana uSiphelile Ndlovu. And then yeah, we also have players like Ngobo. We do have players who can be able to help the team. I know even last game people were complaining about Shabalala, but for me I did not see anything wrong. Umfana was doing what he does best. Unfortunately, things when they're not going according to your way, we look at all of the negatives, you understand. So that's one thing. And also looking at the flanks, I know guys, we are still waiting for Isafa to take the matter of Asane Levelabayi. I thought by yesterday we would have had something, but unfortunately like Saturday we're still going to wait some more. And then this is also a arbitrator. Sorry guys, someone corrected me in the spelling with spelling, but still is it an arbitrator or attributor? It's an arbitration. Yeah, I think it's an arbitrator who's going to take and deal with the matter. I know someone said he's not a judge. He's not a judge, but that someone being appointed is acting sort of like a judge, because we also the final verdict. So that's why I said no, it's like a judge, so that things can be a bit easy for us to understand, because but anyways, you guys, thank you so much for always being there and trying to show us the right things. But so far, yeah guys, let's hope the team is going to play well for today's game, and then we'll win this game. We get maximum points. I don't know why, but listen, in Orbit College always we are playing same day with Orbit College. Abafuna us enjoy the top #1 spot, because I see Orbit College Bafethu is a team that might be giving us problems. I know a lot of people, they're not thinking about it, but so far they've played 2 games, and they've won those 2 games. Yes, I know probably they've considered, but guys, let's be honest, those guys are doing something, and we are not even looking. That's how they're going to minimize or maximize the pain on other teams' opponents. But anyways, I don't know, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But for today, is it a win, a draw, or Richards Bay? That is the team that we will be playing against on today's match day.